All right, I finally got my hands on a pair of these. The first colorway sold out on Adidas website. This colorway, however, is sitting in a full size run, which is kind of crazy. But it is a triple black colorway of a remake of a classic. This is known as the Adidas Crazy Infinity, obviously inspired off of something like this. This is the Adidas Crazy One, or known as the Kobe. But now, obviously, Nike has contracts with Kobe, but back in the day, he was actually signed with Adidas. He had a handful of sneakers, including this one right here, which he actually won 3 championships in that model. I actually had to look and dig deep to find that because I was like, is this true? Because he had the Kobe 1 and then the Kobe 2. The Kobe 2 he played in for the season. However, when it came to finals time, he actually switched it out and wore those ones and won the championship game in the Kobe's again. So 3-peat in this shoe. I can't believe the history behind that. If you guys actually want to buy 3 different colorways of this one, all Laker colorways as well, they're on sale for I think $135 on Adidas website. I'll link it in the description. You can go over to Adidas and check it out. But a really nice price point on a very classic pair of sneakers. One that Adidas can't tell the story on because they don't have the official licensing behind it anymore. But it was the shoe right here. So pretty cool that they brought him back out though, rebranded them, and then now we have a new kind of more modern age version of the Adidas, the Kobe, I guess. They look very similar to the Kobe's and the Kobe 2s, but these ones were actually called the Crazy Infinity 2.5s on the box. Nightwing pointed out in his video, very interesting. They don't have that on the box in this colorway. It just says Crazy Infinity, but the Infinity has 3 eyes on it, so very interesting there as well. Also on the website, it calls these the Crazy Infinity 03s. So is this supposed to be a nod to the Kobe's, like the 3rd version? Because there was a 3rd version that they actually created, but it got scrapped. There's been images of them that float around online, but who knows if those are actually the right ones. I have no idea. But this is more of a modernized twist to a classic from the early 2000 era, and I think that they did a really nice job on it. Overall fit, I would say, do feel a little bit snug. I'm a little bit of a wider footer. I actually got a size 10 from Adidas. Shout out to them. They're actually the ones that sent me this package. Super cool that they did so, and they're going to be sponsoring this video. However, they don't dictate anything I say in the video. They don't get a preview or anything like that. However, this one fits me perfectly with it being a size 10 because it is a little bit snug. So I love the fact that that ended up happening. This shoe, as soon as you put them on though, it's like kind of like a Nike Foamposite sort of feel, where it's very, very chunky, very, very heavy duty, very heavy in general. I think it weighs about 1.5 pounds per shoe, pretty heavy, but I like that they created something like this in more of a modern era and give us something that's a little bit different than the classic, and then really a fun, like chunky pair of sneakers. This one, again, triple black colorway, so you can't see all the crazy details on it as much, but obviously kind of a stealth-like looking pair of sneakers. You do have this shroud over top of it that's a very thin material that has like a fuse lining up the zippers, up the collar, and then also on the back. It looks pretty cool, and then if you pull it down a little bit, you could see there's mesh on the upper. Then it has the Adidas logo down here. And one thing I like the way that they created this shroud is they actually created it so you can lace the shoes up and it lays over top of the shroud. You don't have to worry about like tucking it down underneath it or whatever. And I like that they made the shroud like symmetrical enough that you could wear these with the shroud down if you want and wear them loose, because you don't have to lace them up. You're not going to be playing hoops in these most likely. This is going to be kind of like a casual shoe, even though it does say Adidas basketball. Something about the shoe screams like Jerry Lorenzo fog sort of vibe to it for some reason. Maybe it's because we've seen some of the similar color blockings to the stuff that he's creating with the first colorway that released, but the triple black colorway is definitely nice. Now, something that I noticed, it's not an exact tooling from the outsole and the midsole as what we had from the Kobe's or the Crazies, as you can see here. The midsole and outsole is actually completely different, even though it looks very similar. The midsole is pretty much wrapped in the Crazy Infinities, as you can see here. It's not exposed versus like the Kobe's. You can see it's like exposed in the midsole down here. And so it's like separate from the upper and the midsole, but this is like one unit, which I think actually looks really clean. Then you do have little parts of rubber material for the toe guard that's super duper heavy duty. And then also for the heel cup on the back. Very, very heavy, very thick rubber, as you could hear there. Also, you do have little 3 stripes in the front right here. I like that. That's a nice little addition. On some of the other models, you actually have some different variations of this on the toe, but this one, again, just a little bit different than the Kobe's and the Kobe 2s. It seems like the Kobe 2s was more low cut than this, and so this one is actually higher cut than the regular Kobe's if you look at them side by side, at least in the heel section of the shoe. So interesting, point that out. Like, it looks lower cut than it actually is. But it's chunky and it's fun and it's different, and it's definitely something that if you're like a fan of the original like Kobe's as well as just some of the older like 2K era Adidas sneakers, this is going to be one of the ones you're going to want to check out and see how they are. Overall, comfort on feet, I think they're pretty comfortable actually. They're super heavy duty, super heavy. boot-like really, but overall comfort is actually pretty decent on these as well. I pulled the insole out a little bit and it looks like some sort of material down there, some foam material. It sort of looks like Boost, but I don't know 100% if it is. I actually don't think it is. It's just interesting that they have that there. I do like the 3 stripes on the sides. I think that looks nice as well. But the overall layers on the upper with a mesh and this kind of wire mesh and then this crazy foamposite type material, it's an interesting mix because it's like tank-like and then also very like, I guess, more futuristic like with this see-through mesh over top of it with the fused layers on it. But I think they did a good job on this model. It's definitely a fun, different one, and one that I saw originally on Adidas website in the first colorway, and I wanted to get them, and they sold out in that colorway. Oddly enough, again, that these are available in a full size run over on Adidas website, and I'll link these in the description as well as some of the Laker colorways of the Kobe's or the Crazies as well, because those ones are on sale for $135, and these ones are at retail over at Adidas website in pretty much a full size run. So hopefully you guys can go check those out if you're interested. It's definitely interesting to see that one colorway drops and is like super hyped up, and again, I think it was maybe the Jerry Lorenzo effect where it's similar to that, and then another colorway drops and they're kind of just sitting out there, which is nice for people that actually want to cop a pair of them. If you're waiting for them to go on sale, I'll definitely be posting them as soon as I see them drop in price or available with some of the discount codes that Adidas tends to have going on. Right now, they actually have a discount code. I think you can get like 20 or 30% off for their website. I'll link it in the description as well. Code October. I'll post a bunch more deals over on Collective Kicks for some of this stuff. The Kobe's, unfortunately, are not actually included in the discount, so you can't stack them on the $135 sale. But just throwing that out there. Anyway, what do you guys think about the new Crazy Infinities? I think it is a pretty cool one. Definitely welcome in my collection and happy that I was able to get a pair of them. Thank you again to Adidas for sending them over. And leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about the Adidas Kobe line. What else should they do? I think that they really should be releasing the Adidas Kobe 3s at some point, even if they can't tell the story of them, even if they don't have Kobe's name associated with them. It would be a fun one for them to unvault and like release, as well as any other prototypes from that era. Like something like this is pretty cool to see, like a new creation, but if they have something that speaks to the heritage of like what ended up happening, that would be really cool if they ended up releasing something like that. If you guys want to see the review of these, I said this is one of the most influential shoes that nobody's talking about, and I think it's definitely worth a view if you guys want to go check that video out. Lots and lots of facts in there with Kobe and all his championships, and you know who ended up designing these shoes, and you know who ended up bringing Kobe over to Adidas, which is actually Bruce Kilgore, who designed the Air Jordan 1 Wings logo and the Air Jordan 1s and 2s and stuff. It's pretty crazy how that ended up happening. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated if you guys do that. And hopefully we'll see you guys back on my channel for some more content very soon. All right, peace guys.